So Team AH has failed big time in trying to get Camille Vasquez fired within NBC. Not from a petition outside, mind you, inside NBC. See, apparently within the company, a certain journalist, I'm going to guess who, we don't know exactly, but yeah, I have an idea, wrote written complaints to management raising concerns about the decision to hire Vasquez as an analyst. On top of that, there were reports circulating saying that they spread it around the newsroom. Now that is a move where you try to galvanize people inside a company to attack your own peers. That's a no-no, a huge no-no at that violates every hiring standard on the book. And on top of that, NBC really wanted Vasquez as a hire, to the point that the Hollywood Reporter says that they ended up standing off against at least 3 other national news divisions trying to pick her up. I've heard higher numbers than that. They won. They've been proud of it. I mean, they debuted her. They brought her out right when they picked her up. You can tell that they wanted Camille Vasquez too, because NBC Universal, they're in the midst of layoffs, heavy layoffs, to the point that they're reportedly seeking $1 billion, that's billion with a B, dollars in cuts across TV networks. So they're cutting all of these other jobs. They're trying to move forward in a way, but they bring her in. Yeah, maybe openly campaigning against that person in your newsroom, which means you're campaigning against your management, isn't the best way forward. I mean, what do I know, though? I'm not a quote-unquote journalist, right? We're going to look, though, at a couple of things with this. Oh, it'll be magical, too. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. So when I read that Camille Vasquez was being targeted by a coworker at NBC because coworker is Team AH, I thought, man, they have gone way too far. Now, let me be very clear about something, too. When I say that they've gone too far, I'm not talking about morally or ethically. They burned those bridges a long time ago. What I'm talking about are violating state and federal guidelines, doing things that will get your company sued for millions, called out worldwide, too, in the press and more. And on top of that, will get you fired, will get you blacklisted and more. And when you look at this, remember, these are just bullying and personal harassment guidelines. That doesn't even include things like discrimination. I mean, we're talking about a female, we're talking about a person of color. Yeah, not the smartest move to go and try to target them, especially when they've done nothing wrong. And you know what? Unfounded complaints made in bad faith and reprisal, that's covered in this stuff too. But listen to this here. Bullying and personal harassment, that includes any inappropriate conduct or comment toward a worker that a person knew or should have known would cause that worker to be humiliated and intimidated. That can come from anyone, by the way, from any source that's internal or external. That includes things like spreading malicious rumors. Yeah, think about all the things that have been said by NBC workers about their coworker. Now, deliberate exclusion, when you try to get other work staff to work with you in excluding somebody, yeah, that's deliberate, that's nasty, that violates guidelines. Conduct which interferes with a person's work performance or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. I mean, when you know this stuff is going on, that's not going to be something that you want to deal with. And unfounded complaints, which are made in bad faith, in reprisal, frivolously, or with malicious intent. And these are just a few of them, by the way. There are so many other guidelines that are being violated by this. Now, the article that ends up exposing all of this, I think, did a good job. Why? Because they call out these actions. They expose what's going on internally. You can already see this happening externally as well. And NBC, yeah, this pressures them to act. And they do need to be pressured to act. But listen to this, quote, NBC News is facing complaints from its own journalists for hiring the face of JD's legal team. Camille Vasquez, 38-year-old partner at Brown Rudnick in L.A., became a social media sensation last year as JD's fans cheered on the ultimately successful case that tarnished JD's reputation and harmed his career with her claims of DV. You know, he won the case. She represented a winning case, so you can see why they would want to hire there, but they're using it as some model against her. So on Monday, she made her first appearance on the Today Show as legal analyst for NBC News, after she appeared on the Today Show on Monday. And you know why it was after, by the way? Because they didn't inform their staff. Why? Because they already made that decision. They didn't care what they thought about it. They were making a best decision for the company, for themselves. These people complaining, they're the ones that help lose money, not making it. But after that pops up, a journalist, singular, a journalist filed a written complaint to management raising concerns about the decision to hire her as an analyst, which was widely circulated inside the newsroom. Two NBC News employees said. Now, according to the article, the reason they thought they could get away with this is because they thought the hiring was hypocritical. Quote, some journalists said they felt that the hiring discounted NBC's own reporting. During the trial, fans took particular issue with NBC News reporter Kat Tenbarge circulating an online petition to get her fired over her critical reporting and analysis of the case. Now, NBC News, they declined to comment. Now, personally, I don't think this is the only thing that has been done to Camille Vasquez behind the scenes as well. And this would make me mad if I were in upper management and I went out and actively recruited her, trying to turn around some of that financial disarray. See, if you look at her first outing, she was given a loaded question, a question that THR they brought up. They were happy to throw out there. Listen to how they reported it. Appropriately, Camille Vasquez was asked about internet sleuths, analyzing the Idaho case. It's a topic Vasquez knows well, with the JD trial dominating social media when it was happening, with seemingly thousands of ordinary people analyzing every bit of testimony each day. She was asked something that potentially would be used against her, would be used against the network. With this stuff connected to it, it sounds again like people are trying to cause her problems behind the scenes. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that gets you reprimanded at best, fired and blackballed in industry at worst. What a fail having that stuff exposed. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. As always, too, appreciate the heck out of you. Want to help out the channel? Links are in the description. Check those out, too, for sure. You being here, though, biggest help of all. Thank you. Appreciate you. See ya.